Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am John Halcyon, and this is our morning love ambassador practice of gratitude and of establishing a little reminder to ourselves of who we want to be today. So maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe you got some stress. Instead of bringing that wobbliness to the next decision, the next choice, the next fork in your road, maybe let's get a little chiropractic spiritual adjustment and realign to our identity of a love ambassador, of someone who's kind, someone who's patient, someone who is outgoing and extending an olive branch of hello to your neighbors and strangers and friends. Good morning. I would love to hear what you are grateful for. If you want to say hello and share something that you're grateful for. I am grateful for the rain. We got a lot of rain. Well, not a lot, but compared to what we've had for the last many months, we got some rain yesterday and last night and some wind. So I spent some time yesterday cleaning up huge piles of eucalyptus leaves. We've got these beautiful eucalyptus trees in the canyon behind us that I'm looking at right now. And the leaves kind of collected on top of our carport. And so then as they blew off, there were these piles. And so as I went out during a break in the rain, I was cleaning up some of these big piles and putting into our green barrel. The smell of eucalyptus was so strong because all these leaves got kind of broken up and during the storm. It was just like the dampness of the earth and the smell of the eucalyptus was so strong. And it was so lovely. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful. I'm back to having a little bit of fun with Hug Monster. I called Asher yesterday and he was not really talkative. So I tried to get Hug Monster came out to try to have a conversation, but Asher was not having it. So, but I recorded a few videos to kids that I know and some responses I got. I ask parents and I ask anyone, actually, you don't have to be a kid, but if people send me a little video of a question, then I'll make a video, or not I, but Hug Monster makes these response videos. And so I made one yesterday. A little girl named Mira asked, "How old are you, Hug Monster?" So that's now on the Hug Monster Show YouTube channel. And then I got this adorable message from a little girl that I might play in a second. But if you're here, say hello so that I know you're here, so other people know you're here, so that we know that we're not alone. One of the intentions of Love Morning is just to remind us that we are in community. The most significant and I think underrated tool of growth, of personal growth, of spiritual growth, is community. You know, there's yes, meditation, self-observation. These are also important, but so much of our identity is affected by the perception of others and the way others' perceptions of us and their reactions and how we interpret those and how we react to those and how our evolutionary needs to be a part of the tribe influence us so that we can have a sense of belonging. And so when you can cultivate a community that is supportive of authenticity, that is supportive of creativity, that is supportive of the humanness of flaws and insecurities and stumbles, that is the fertile ground that allows us to bloom. So that is why we come together every morning, to remind ourselves that even if the news makes it look like we are in a barren landscape, that no, there's patches of fertility, there's patches of nutrients, there's patches of sunlight and support. We just need to find one another and remind one another that we're out there. So thank you for being a part of this environment of growth. Good morning, Christopher. Good morning. Good to see you. Amy, how wonderful to see you. Amy is grateful that I can be here with my son in Santa Clarita. Hello, Amy's son. Well, he is in the IC3, and I am so very grateful for the support of my friends and colleagues. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks for sharing, Amy. Good to see you. Good morning, Charles. Good morning. Good morning, Dan. You're in London? Amazing. Good evening to you in London. It's 9 o'clock here in San Diego, where I am, but you could be anywhere in the world, and you could be listening to this at any time. This is a intention without attachment to time or place. So thank you for joining us from London. Dan is grateful for having been able to spend quality time with friends at the weekend. Great for the soul. Cheers to that. Any little specific thing that you guys did together, or a meal, or some detail of your connection that you'd be willing to share? I am so grateful for having a fire in my new home. Let me say that in the right way. In the fireplace. It was our first rain since moving to this home. And so as it was raining, I put a fire on, and it was just so nice. And there was a moment I was sitting with my fiance, Lisa, as of last week, and sitting on the couch, looking out over our home, the beautiful decor that we put together, my plants all thriving in the living room, a fire on, the window open to the wind and the rain, and holding my person and just feeling like I am so blessed. I'm so happy, and this is one of the good times. So I'm feeling very grateful right now. Chris says, I'm grateful for all the well wishes over the weekend for my birthday. Another year above ground is great. Happy birthday, Chris! I was going to say I'm sorry I missed it, but I'm glad to celebrate now. I kind of feel like the birthday tends to be a little overwhelming with happy birthdays, like your Facebook page, it's like you get a lot of happy birthday. So we're going to celebrate today and ongoing. Happy birth week to you, Chris. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning. I'm grateful for I feel like it's a George Lucas in the 70s haircut, or Charlton Heston. I think that works too. I'm grateful that I've been having fun with my hair as it's been growing out. I like the way my face looks, although it's very different than it's ever looked in the past. Okay, do you guys want to hear the adorable voice message I got? This is a message sent to Hug Monster, my puppet friend, who has Hug Monster Show YouTube channel. If you want to visit YouTube/Hug Monster Show. First I'm going to read what Dan says. With his friends, we spent 2 days chatting, walking the dog, and drinking mushroom maca with lion's mane. She's from out of town, so it was just warming to catch up. It was just warming to catch up with a long-term friend. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Thanks, Dan. Randy is grateful for a baby nephew and another on the way. All right. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Yeah, it's been really fun I knew she was my partner immediately, the first weekend. I knew that I was going to try to build a life with this woman, which I've never felt anything close to that in my entire life. But there is these different shifts that have happened since declaring it publicly, and some of it is this feels edgy to even say it out loud, but I know many, many people who have been married and are no longer married. And when I was younger, I was very aware of the fact that, whatever percentage of marriages end in divorce. And that was one reason why I I'm not going to do that because it's just not realistic. And in my current state of my life, I'm more willing to embrace possibility. Why not believe in miracles? Why not have optimism and think that, yes, the beautiful things can happen to me? But I've also been kind of facing the reality that many people probably felt as confident and in love as I do right now, which means that this journey ahead of me for the rest of my life will require work. Okay, hopefully this will play and you'll be able to hear it. This is the cutest kid voice ever. This is a message they sent to Hug Monster, who asked, I sent a personal message to this little girl saying, because it's been about a month since our last exchange. I said, I've been asleep, and I slept for 4 days, and I slept for 10 days, and then I asked her what she dreams about. Okay.
I dream about stuffies and babies and my favorite animals that are nice to me and hug me and kiss me.
What are your favorite animals?
Tigers that are nice and lions that are nice. Bye.
Could you hear that? My favorite animals are lions that are nice and tigers that are nice. Those are my favorite aminals. Aminals. Oh my God, that is the cutest thing. I'm grateful to babies and aminals. I'm grateful. I think I meant to talk to you yesterday about my visit to learn about engagement rings and wedding rings from my friend Tim. Grateful for that. Grateful for a chance to clean up this house yesterday and do a little organizing around here. Grateful for taco night last night and guacamole. That's right. So Tim lives on an avocado farm, so he sent me home from our visit with a bag of avocados. And my birthday several years ago, he gave me a bag, like a big bag of avocados, like 25 avocados. And I have such good memories of that feeling of just being like avocado rich and making big things of avocado multiple times, just feeling like, not avocado, guacamole. And so last night I made a big thing of guacamole. And it was funny, I had this experience where I brought this bag home and was remembering how awesome that was when I used to be like guacamole rich a few years ago. And Lisa was going to head over to her friend's house. She goes, and she saw like how many we have, like way too many avocados. She goes, hey, can I bring, 5 or 6 of those avocados to my friend? And I went to scarcity mode. I couldn't remember how many I had. And so I was like, look, how many do we have? And I totally how about just 2 or 3? I totally grabbed on to these avocados that were gifted to me. And I felt a little guilty about that afterwards. I'm like, wow, generosity was bestowed upon me, and then I was not generous. But I kind of thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I was very aware of the joy that I was protecting. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. This person didn't say, oh my gosh, I need avocados, please. We're just trying to do something nice. But it would, at that stage, because I didn't know how many avocados I had and we hadn't made any guacamole yet, it would have been a sacrifice to give it away. So until I was able to have the joy, feeling that I wanted, of guacamole wealth, I think it's okay that I said, can you only give away a few of my stash of avocados? Anybody else want to share a little gratitude for the day? Maybe some kindness that happened to you or that you were able to do. I'm grateful that I was so Lisa went to the store. We were going to do taco night. And then I forgot to say, can you get some Fritos or corn chips? Because that I grew up, that was the special meal was Fritos and guacamole in the hot tub with my parents. My dad, Fritos and Miller Lite were my dad's go-to when he got home from work. And he was a lawyer, later a judge. But so I grew up with a man who would come home in a pressed suit and a starched collar. He would come home, he would put away his briefcase, he would open a Miller Lite and eat Fritos. So I grew up and I thought that that's what fancy executives ate. People like businessmen ate Fritos and drank Miller Lite. And so when I turned 21 and I went to inside a bar for the first time with my ID, what did I order from the bar with my first alcoholic drink? A Miller Lite. Everyone was like, what? So normally Lisa does our grocery shopping because she doesn't mind, and I really don't like going to the grocery store. But I had Fritos on the mind, and we also forgot something else. So I'm like, I'll Lisa took a bath, and I went up to a local grocery store that I had never been to, and was grateful to see that they have a parking garage attached to the Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, the ones that I've always gone to, the parking is so frustrating that I just don't want to go. But there was a parking garage, and it was easy. I don't know if it's social anxiety. I do have anxiety going places that I've never been before. And I have to kind of talk myself, like on the way there, I'm like, it might be crowded. You might not know where to park. You might have a moment where you just have to be still in the car, maybe and that's okay. Like my tendency is like, oh, I don't know what to do yet right now. So I go, it's going to be okay. And it went fine. So baby steps, growing. Randy says, it's your gift. I wouldn't feel guilty. Yeah, I think I talked my way back through that. And I think that I'm generous enough in my life that it's not a requirement to be generous at all times, especially when it feels like a sacrifice. If it's not a gift, if I don't feel good about it, right? It's like a tax. Any other gratitudes? Something you're appreciative? Excuse me. I'm grateful for this new product. Didn't put any in this morning, but I got a new beard product called Beard Butter. The brand is called Striking Viking. How perfect is that? But my beard is a little scraggly, and so the having a product that can keep it down is I've been hoping for that. And so I'm grateful for Striking Viking Beard Butter. Dustin says, I'm grateful to be in San Diego for another day, then headed to Big Bear to ski with my son before going to Vegas to watch my other son, the one who convinced me to make my virgin voyage to Burning Man last year, compete in a trampoline competition. Man, that is a jam-packed gratitude of awesome. San Diego, enjoy our beautiful city, then some skiing with your son, and then a trampoline competition. How old are your sons? That's got to be really rewarding to have experiences like that with your kids. Thanks for sharing. I'm feeling it. Appreciate it. Angela says, I am grateful we got beautiful weather yesterday and I was able to do some gardening and had the luxury of being a couch potato. Perfect. Sounds like a perfect Sunday. I've got some, actually right next to me for Christmas, I got a bunch of seeds, and I've never been one to grow things from seeds, so that's why they're right on my desk. I'm trying to psych myself up to do some little learning and look up online how to grow seeds. 29 and 27 years old, and you can able to hang out with them. That's must be so wonderful. My relationship with my parents as a adult has been so rewarding. I got to see them over the weekend, and it's one of my deepest treasures is the connection as a grown up to my parents. Anybody else? Last gratitudes. I'm grateful for this practice and for the noon gratitude practice. If you ever want to join for some gratitude at noon, you can go to zoom.hugnik. Actually, go to lifestudent.com. That's where all my links are. Lifestudent.com. It's got all my links. Oh, and if you're interested in doing a men's group with me in a one-day men's group in Santa Barbara in March, let me know, because it looks like it's going to fill up as soon as we open it, because there's people that are starting to ask. It's not, tickets aren't available yet. It's going to be, where is it? What date is that? The 15th, March 15th, we're going to do a men's group in Santa Barbara. Ishmael and I. Ishmael's one of my mentors. And so if you have interest, let me know so I can get you details and kind of get you on my notify first list. And if you cannot make it to Santa Barbara but still would like to work with me, also reach out. I am ramping up my one-on-one coaching and really enjoying it. So if you know somebody or you are somebody that would like to do some, get happier, get more balanced, live your life a little bit more joyfully, let's talk and see if it's something that we could do together. Luann says, grateful for the endless possibilities of this new day and week. Whee! Yes! Yeah, I'm grateful that next Saturday is the anniversary of First Saturdays. And I have been saying for the last month, next First Saturdays, we're celebrating our 14-year anniversary. And I was wrong. It's 15 years. 15 years. So look at that. So I'm grateful that this weekend I'm going to get to celebrate 15 years of First Saturdays, which, I'll be honest, I'm proud. And it really, it's helpful as I talk about cultivating joy. Oh, I should also mention the most recent Stay Sparked episode I think is really good. It's about cultivating joy and as ways to not get overwhelmed by negativity or frustration and anger when the news is filled with reasons to be frustrated and angry. But First Saturdays is one of those, like, it's this example that has worked for me, and it helps me. Like, First Saturdays is a joyous event. It is not filled with anger or sadness or frustration, but it is attacking a problem, a darkness. It's attacking darkness with light, which is why it is able to continue on and feel good year after year and not just feel overwhelming. Because after 15 years, there's more homeless than there was when we started. Some of the same people are visiting us every month. But that's okay, because it's the tone and the intention is done as a love ambassador. Thank you, Gerbat, and thank you everyone for being here. So let's get off into our days with a hug. Wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze as you feel this body you're holding. Imagine that it's my arms holding you, and the people who are here, and imagine that the body you're squeezing is mine, and the people who are here, and the people who might tune in later, feeling connected in this intimate reminder that there's people all over the world just like you. And there's people all over the world that are like you, but are a little afraid to let their light shine. So let's invite them in, whether they know it or not, as we take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for this love morning. Happy Monday. I'll see you soon. I love you.